the thoughts that we think of each day are based on fear, anxiety, worry, or stress, and if we think about it, none of those thoughts none of that really even exists. We just create that and make that up in our minds. But it said the only thing that existed in life was love. So
Hi, welcome to Courage, a podcast about love and wisdom, a space dedicated to sharing interesting life stories to enable us to reconnect with the deeper meaning of courage, to ultimately inspire you to live from your heart. I'm your host, Valeria Soler. Be on the lookout for a new episode coming out every Tuesday with new fascinating guests and discussion topics relevant to your personal development and spirituality. Thank you for joining me today. First one in my podcast. I really appreciate it, and I'm super happy to share this time with you and to talk and so on. Yeah, thank you so much for being with me.
I'm excited for you to see what you're gonna do with this.
We'll see. Time will tell.
You're gonna make me famous.
Maybe yes. All right. So the reason why you were on my mind to have in this podcast is because when I think of who David is and what he represents, it's just for me somebody that's holistically very, very good, doing very well in many different areas of life, and in love, in work, fulfillment, money, spirituality. We've had some very interesting conversations in the past about, I don't know, the meaning or meaninglessness of life. You're a bit more nihilist in this regard now, of like, oh, I don't know, what is the meaning of everything and anything? What do we know? We don't know anything at all.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you very much. And it's somebody, or your truth speaks to me in a profound way, and I think it's beautiful, and that's why I would like to create a space for you to share some of your knowledge and wisdom and some of your life trajectory with others that might feel connected with that somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and I always look forward to our conversations, for sure, because there's not too many people you can really, that get you to think really deep, about anything, about life. There's not too many people that I can think of that I can have deep conversations with. So.
All right, I'm glad to be.
You always challenge me.
That's good though. Challenging means growing.
Yes.
And like a little bit of stress, so it's good for plants to grow. Same for us. Stress, but no distress.
Yeah, I don't think you stress me. No, I like to think deep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's stressful. It's I don't know. It kind of just takes me out of the everyday life. You get in a routine, and you don't think about those things. But then when we can have a deep conversation, I think more about it. Even after you're gone, maybe the next few days, I think about it more. Yeah.
Same for me. So I would like to maybe touch bases on one thing, maybe to get us started, which is about your habits. Because you were just mentioning, your everyday life and your routine and what does that look like for you? Because it's in the little things that we do every day that kind of build us to who we are.
Yeah.
Which ones do you highlight for yourself?
Habits? I don't know. I have many habits. I'm a little bit addicted to anti-aging, as you know, as I've told you. So I have...
When did that start?
Oh, since I was in my late 20s. I just always wanted to, be healthy and live a long time. So I just started seeing anti-aging doctors and just learning about the body and and all the technologies out there and that are coming out to help us live healthier and hopefully live forever one day.
Interesting. And what else do you do to kind of go into path of living forever?
I take many supplements, probably, I don't know, probably over 50 a day. Different supplements and just things that I research, or I have an anti-aging doctor that that gives me, that checks my blood every I think every 4 months. I get my blood checked, and whatever I need he gives me. And then just researching, and pretty much anything that has ever increased the lifespan on a mouse I pretty much take.
Yeah, I think you're a maximalist in this. I don't think I've ever met somebody as coherent and disciplined with health and putting, your body and your connection to your body first.
Mm-hmm.
And as the main priority, I feel like it is for you.
I do like a PEMF mat before I go to bed with red light therapy for my skin, for relaxation when I go to bed at night. And then PEMF for energy. It's kind of like recharges my body. I do that in the morning. I have a body charging system.
Yeah, I really think it's interesting. And it's also kind of beautiful because it's a very life affirming perspective of no, I love life, I love living, and let's live the best that we possibly can. What is it that you value most in life?
I do value my health. I think that's why I do all these anti-aging things. I don't know, to me, just your health and your body is all that we know, or really all that we can perceive. So I value that. Mm-hmm. And then I value I think one of the big things in health is the mind. And I can take all these supplements and work out all the time and do all these many different modalities that I do, but if we don't have peace in our mind, then the stress will kill us anyway. So
I think based on your experiences, there's a lot that you can tell us about love and relationships, about health, about spirituality, about business and discipline and money. And I would like to dig deeper on these things and how kind of you perceive them for yourself. We've talked together about spirituality before, and we were talking about Eckhart Tolle and the power of the present moment and kind of silencing the mind to be connected with your body, with how you are to kind of alleviate some of the suffering. I would like to dig more upon that side of your spiritual development.
One of my processes that I went through in life is I ran across the book called Course in Miracles, and it was I would say at the time it was life changing for me. It's kind of one of those life changing books, you read that oh wow, yeah, that sounds really good. But it just talks about everything. Basically, a summary would be basically about 95% of the thoughts that we think of each day are based on fear, anxiety, worry, or stress, and if we think about it, none of those thoughts even none of that really even exists. We just create that and make that up in our minds. But it's that the only thing that existed in life was love. So that really, when I thought about it, I don't know, to me, love does feel real. You know, it feels like the only thing in life that is worth, you know, thinking about and feeling. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something I feel, but it's just, you know, a belief system too. Mm-hmm. But it's one that feels good.
And from your previous relationship, I feel like all our partners are great teachers of life. What can you tell us that you learned from her?
Yeah, I mean, anything that happened to me in that relationship, I feel, caused me to research and run across another guru, and that kind of helped me through that situation. To bring me to where I am today. I don't know. It's like to bring me to this lost person I am today. Now I'm trying to unwind it all, so I don't know.
Okay, and with your relationship that you have now, what has been kind of the reason for it or the foundation of it? Why?
And one time I would say, "Oh yeah, there's everybody has there's a reason for everything, and everything is causing you to grow spiritually to a new place or whatever." But now I don't know. I think it's just a part of me trying to figure out my thoughts and feelings and emotions at the time. And when you're with a partner and they're struggling with something, or they have a totally different limited belief system than you have, then of course there's going to be conflict. That's why there's conflict with any relationship, because they're two different limited belief systems that they're never going to be the same. So, and people always tend to argue or fight with the beliefs that are different, instead of embracing the beliefs that are similar.
Mm-hmm. And for people who are, maybe currently struggling in their relationship, or maybe for me new to relationships, what do you think has been useful for you that maybe, doesn't mean that it will be useful for others, but has helped you out and has helped you evolve and become more mature about approaching relationships and love?
I'm still learning.
We all are.
I'm definitely still learning.
But you're definitely further along the path than others are.
I don't know. I think I know. I know a lot of things, and I know about my limited belief system, and trying to unwind that, because I know anytime me and my spouse will fight, it's just because we have different belief systems. But it's still hard. Even though I know that, it's still hard. I feel on a subconscious level, it's I'm still behind the scenes. My mind is still reacting on a subconscious level, which is kind of like I feel like something that's pre-programmed already. Mm-hmm. and running my emotions ahead of the things that I'm learning. And so even though I'm trying to unwind, I feel I feel like I will catch it, sooner. Maybe I get angry, and then maybe I realize and I can overcome the emotions maybe in an hour or two, mm-hmm. instead of being mad for a day or a week, So I think that's my progress, would be just overcoming the triggers from different belief systems mm-hmm. quicker.
I read somewhere that perhaps the definition of freedom is increasing the time span between stimulus and reaction. To not be so conditioned by our surroundings to, that wants us to react a certain way, but to take the liberty to take a pause and reflect on what it actually you want to do about it, and not be kind of a slave to the situation, but take a step back and choose your reaction.
Yeah, I think that's great. If you can get there, I mean, it takes. I think when something happens to us, our body immediately reacts on a subconscious, pre-programmed level. So I feel like when that happens, our body starts producing chemicals that are causing us to get angry, and so that's the learning process, is learning to be able to step back, so your body stops producing those chemicals, and you can overcome your anger or anxiety, whatever those emotions are, much quicker.
In terms of money, how has your relationship to money changed over time or evolved? If somebody maybe also wanted to make money, a lot of money someday, what would you tell them to do?
I've learned since I was a little kid, that was something I was really good at, is just finding a product that I could buy cheap and sell for more. And so I've started off buying and selling candy, and then buying and selling baseball cards, football cards, just buying and selling many different things in my life. But I think the most important part was my grandma. She taught me to save my money, and I think that's the most important part, is learning to save your money. Once you learn to save your money, then I think anybody can be successful. Anybody can be a millionaire if they just learn to save a little bit of their money, or not spend like crazy. So if you learn to save, then you just got to learn to invest. Saving and investing, I think, is the keys to financial success. Of course, then you have to learn, what you want to invest in, and but anybody, you can be successful working for someone else, or you can be successful starting your own company. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I mean, I liked being an entrepreneur. I like having, my own time. I like traveling the world and being able to work from wherever I'm at, and
How is it with, your reflection of how happy you were now that you have more money versus when you were younger and you didn't have much money? Do you think it has changed?
As a kid, I was really poor, but I don't think as a kid, I wasn't. I didn't have a lot of bills to worry about, so being poor when you're a kid is different than being poor, I think, when you have a lot of bills, to pay. So, I mean, I worked hard, and I was making a lot of money at a young age. When I was maybe 18, 19 years old, I was making, well over $100,000 a year. I dropped out of college because my business was taking off, and so I've never, I don't know, I'm sure it's a lot easier. Life is a lot easier when you have more money, I would guess, than being poor, and having the worry of how I'm going to eat or pay my rent or whatever. But I don't know. I never had that to compare to.
Okay.
But I don't think money changes. I mean, my happiness. No, I don't think. I think my struggles in life were different regardless of money. Maybe different struggles than people without money. Maybe a lot of similar struggles, but a lot of different ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all in the mind. So
Understanding that it's not a race, and it's just more about what works for you best, and how you're able to grow most. So you don't have to be rich to be happy, or don't have. It's just a matter of like, okay, you still need to buy shoes. It's a matter of like, okay, how nice shoes do you want to get, or can you get with your purchasing power? Have you ever been interested in influencing politics through or how politics influences you as somebody who has a lot of money? Are you ever concerned about that?
I mean, honestly, I don't even keep up with politics because to me it's just I don't watch the news, I don't watch TV, I don't watch anything. I feel like that's going to put stress on me that I have no control over, or don't want to invest my time to have any control over. I don't even want to hear it or listen to it or take that knowledge in. I'd rather spend my time doing something I find more value in.
Mm-hmm.
So
something that's more in your control.
Yeah. And maybe someday, I mean, I want to, grow my my net worth to many billions of dollars one day, hopefully, and have and then form a big foundation that helps the world in some way. I like business. I like deals. That's exciting for me. It's just like a hobby. So it can be an addiction too. That can bring me stress. So I try to balance and look for investments that don't require a lot of employees or a lot of stress. And look, now I'm just more of a numbers person and spreadsheets and how much money can I make without any involvement. And now I look at it, can I 10x my return in 10 years or less without much involvement? And that's kind of the investments that I look for.
Okay.
That I want to do something good. It's kind of my people say, you have to have a purpose in life, but I feel like that's kind of a purpose that drives me, because I don't want to leave my money to my family. Like, I mean, I want to leave a little, but not, I want to leave the majority of it to some sort of foundation that's helping the world in some way. And I don't know what that way is yet. So,
what's one way that you have helped somebody already that you think was like significant or gave you, I don't know, purpose or meaning to your life, or I don't know, was fulfilling for you that you have already done?
I invest in many tech companies that are changing the world. But I don't know.
Do you think there's some optimism or maybe some fear out of these technological developments? Are they changing the world for the better or making it more dystopian?
I don't know. That's just a perspective, I guess. We can say they're all changing the world in a great way, or people can look at it and say they're changing the world in a bad way. I mean, it's someone's perspective. I like to look at the positive, but there's nothing wrong with either way. I don't know. I don't believe there's either way is okay.
Okay. If you were, would you do anything differently than what you already did if you were 20 years old?
Oh, as far as 20 years old, I mean, I wish I was 10 years old again with the internet. I would have businesses online, making a lot of money.
And what's the most, if you could really drill one teaching of your life experience into your daughter, which one would it be?
Well, we need to save your money, and then learn to invest. Yeah, I mean, those are the two most important things. And then just do something you love. Yeah, I mean, don't do something because it pays more money. Do something you love. As long as you know how to save your money and invest, anybody can be, financially stable. You don't have to be rich to be happy. I think just being financially stable.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Because you're very, hygienic with the inputs that you allow into your life, whether it be food that is not good or unhealthy, whether it's music that could have kind of toxic messages behind the lyrics or kind of unsettling emotions of the artist. You don't want to like carry that subconsciously, of the things that you watch and see in politics. And it's all very like strict habits that I have noticed that I don't see a lot of people doing them like that. And I think there's something with it of finding some peace and reassurance and being a bit more minimalist of the inputs.
Yeah, yes, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because I feel like, we have this body, we have the
Be connected with your body. It's the biggest and most wise teacher we have, and it doesn't lie. Maybe we can fool ourselves with our mind, but the body doesn't lie.
Yeah, I think I definitely think that the best guru we can listen to is our bodies. I think we might, with technology that's coming out and what they're doing with mice, and I think that we in the future we might be able to live forever, but I just want to be healthy.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd want to live forever, but who knows? As long as I have a spark for life, then I want to live as long as I have that spark, I guess.
Okay.
And I hope I continue to have it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank
for
you.
being you. And I feel like there's just like a bit of like a monk vibe to who you are always. It might just be the shaved head.
I think that's the most important book, is the book of ourself. The book of our body's the biggest teacher. So.
All right.
And I think you taught me that, actually. You taught me that lesson.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you're probably not aware, but I think we were talking a couple years ago about I was telling you about all these gurus, and I think you're the one who opened my mind to one of our conversations. I think you said something about you're always searching for the answer outside. Do you remember this? You said you're always searching for the answer outside of yourself when you need to look inside. And then that made me start thinking. And then I started down this other new path. So I thank you for opening my mind up to that experience and really confusing me for a while.
I'm telling you, I'm testing
It's
people.
all good. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all for you.
We all learn from each other.
I'm very focused on having an open heart and an open mind, and being very open to love and giving a lot of love, because that's what I feel from you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have now finished recording our first episode in the beautiful city of San Francisco. Today's the 11th of September, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
coming.
very much, and good luck with all your future podcasts.
Thank you.